The city of Nnewi buzzed with live motorbikes weaving through traffic, market women shouting prices, and the scent of roasted plantain filling the air. But above all the noise, one name was whispered with a mix of admiration and envy: Odogwu Paranran. Odogwu was not just wealthy, he was a phenomenon. His mansion was the tallest in the state, his fleet of cars blocked entire streets, and his parties were the stuff of legend. He wore custom-made agbada with gold embroidery, and his signature move, flipping a wad of cash in the air while laughing, was imitated by young men across the East. But Odogwu had a problem. His mother, Mama Ngozi, sat him down one evening in her dimly lit parlor, surrounded by framed photos of relatives who had married and reproduced. "Nnam, when will you bring a wife home?" she asked, stirring her bitter leaf soup with unnecessary force. "You think money will keep you company when I'm gone? Even your childhood friend, Nnamdi, has 3 children." Odogwu chuckled, adjusting his diamond-encrusted wristwatch. "Mama, which woman can handle me?" They all see the money and start shaking. "I need a queen, not a beggar." Mama Ngozi rolled her eyes. "Then find a queen. Or do you think you are too fine?" Odogwu smirked. "Mama, I'm too fine." Little did he know Disney was about to humble him. Every morning, Odogwu's routine was the same. Wake up at 10 a.m. because only poor people wake up early. A personal chef served him pounded yam and egusi soup, even though he only took 3 bites. His driver, Sunday, would open the door to his latest G-Wagon while bodyguards cleared the road. At his office, a glass skyscraper with Paranran Group in bold letters, employees bowed slightly when he passed. His meetings were less about business and more about him telling exaggerated stories of his latest escapades. "You see this watch?" he would say, waving his wrist. "I bought it in Dubai after winning a bet against a Saudi prince." A lie. He got it from a Lagos dealer. But beneath the bravado, Odogwu was lonely. His friends were yes men, his girlfriends were after his money, and his family only cared about his status. He didn't realize it yet, but he was about to meet the one person who wouldn't be impressed by any of it. The grand wedding of Chief Okonkwo's daughter was the event of the year. The hall was decorated in gold and white. Celebrities filled the front rows, and a live high-life band played as guests danced in. Then came Odogwu Paranran's entrance. The music stopped. The crowd turned. His design agbada fluttered as he strutted in, flanked by his crew, tossing dollar bills into the air. Women gasped. Men nodded in respect. But in the corner of the room, sipping a glass of palm wine, was Achalugo Nwadike. Achalugo was a top-tier corporate lawyer, sharp, elegant, and completely uninterested in flashy men. She wore a simple but expensive navy blue gown, her natural hair in a sleek updo. While others rushed to greet Odogwu, she stayed seated, scrolling through case files on her phone. Odogwu noticed her immediately. "Who is that fine babe that didn't even look my way?" he asked his friend Emeka. "That's Achalugo. She's a lawyer, very stubborn. Even Chief Okonkwo fears her in court." Odogwu grinned. "I like stubborn." He swaggered over, adjusting his agbada. "Good evening, beautiful. You must be the only star in this room, brighter than me." Achalugo didn't even look up. "If you are referring to yourself as a star, then the sky must be very empty." Odogwu froze. No one had ever insulted him to his face. His friends gasped. Emeka choked on his drink. Instead of getting angry, Odogwu laughed. "Ha! You are very funny. I like that. What's your name?" "Achalugo." "And you are?" "Odogwu Paranran." the man who thinks money is a personality trait. The crowd around them went silent. Odogwu, for the first time in his life, was speechless. Achalugo wasn't just unimpressed, she was disgusted by men like Odogwu. Growing up, her father had been a wealthy businessman who abandoned her mother for a younger woman. She watched her mother struggle, selling fabrics in market just to pay her school fees. Achalugo vowed never to depend on a man, especially not a boastful and materialistic one. She had worked hard, graduated top of her class, and now ran her own law firm. She represented poor women in court against oppressive husbands and corrupt politicians. She had no patience for men who thought wealth equaled wealth. And Odogwu, he was the worst of them all. But fate had another plans. The morning after the wedding, Odogwu sat in his favorite lodge at Nnewi Polo Club, nursing a cognac while replaying Achalugo's cutting words in his mind. His boys Emeka, Chidi and Ifeanyi watched him with amusement. "Bro, forget that lawyer babe," Chidi said, laughing and lighting a cigar. "Plenty fine girls dey for Nnewi wey go worship you." Odogwu swirled his drink, a slow smirk foaming. "No, I want her." Emeka nearly choked. "The one woman who insulted you in public, you wan collect heartbreak?" Odogwu slammed his glass down. "I, Odogwu Paranran, have never failed to get any woman I want. Before this year ends, Achalugo will be my wife." His friends burst into laughter. "Odogwu, this one goes sweet to watch," Ifeanyi squeezed. Words of Odogwu's boast spread like wildfire. By evening, half of Nnewi had heard about the challenge. Market women gossiped about it. Bus conductors debated his chances. And even Mama Ngozi shook her head when her friends told her. "That boy needs sense," she muttered. Achalugo was at her law firm, reviewing a land dispute case, when her assistant Tope rushed in. "Madam, you won't believe what Odogwu Paranran said about you." Achalugo didn't look up. "I don't care. He told his friends he will marry you before December." Her pen froze mid-signature. Slowly, she lifted her head. "He said what?" Tope grinned. "Yes, so he made a big bet." Achalugo's lip curled into a dangerous smile. "Good, then I will enjoy humbling him." Odogwu's plan was simple. Overwhelm her with luxury until she surrendered. He sent a convoy of black SUVs to her office, filled with gifts, designer handbag, a diamond bracelet, and a giant teddy bear holding a check of 10 million naira. Achalugo took one look at the display, signed, and called her security. "Throw these things out." The delivery men panicked, but Madam, Odogwu said, "Tell Odogwu if he wants my attention, he should try something that does not involve his wallet." When Odogwu heard her response, he laughed in disbelief. "She rejected 10 million? Emeka patted his shoulder. "Bro, maybe she's not the one." "No, this makes her even more perfect." 2 days later, Achalugo surprised everyone by showing up at Odogwu's office unannounced. His secretary nearly fainted. Madam, Achalugo is here to see you." Odogwu straightened his tie, smirking. "I knew she would come around." Achalugo walked in, arms crossed. "Odogwu, let's settle this. I will give you one date. Just one. If by the end of it, I'm still not interested, you will stop this nonsense and leave me alone." Odogwu leaned back in his chair. "And if I win, you won't. But if I do," she narrowed her eyes, "then I will go on a second date." He extended his hand. "Deal." She didn't shake it. "Saturday, 7 p.m. Wear something normal." As she walked out, Odogwu grinned. Game on. Odogwu spared no expense for the date. He booked the favorite Pearl, the most exclusive restaurant in Anambra, and paid the chef to prepare a special menu. He hired a violinist to play romantic music and even arranged for a fireworks display at the end of the night. She has to say yes after this, he told Emeka. Meanwhile, Ataligbo prepared by dressing in a simple but elegant black dress and flat shoes. Let's see how long his ego lasts, she told Tope. When Odogwu arrived at her doorstep in a white rose dress, Ataligbo raised an eyebrow. I said, wear something normal. This is normal for me now. At the restaurant, the waiter bowed deeply. Welcome, Mr. Paranran. Your private session is ready. Ataligbo frowned. Private session? Why can't we sit with normal people? Odogwu blinked. Because I'm not normal. She signed but followed him inside. Odogwu ordered the most expensive champagne. Ataligbo asked for water. You don't drink? He asked. I do. Just not with show off. He laughed. You are really trying to break me, eh? I don't have to try. As the food arrived, gold leaf steak, truffle infused pasta. Ataligbo ate quietly, while Odogwu bragged about his Dubai trips and celebrity friends. Then she dropped a bombshell. Tell me, Odogwu, what's the last book you read? He froze. Book? I don't really read. Shocking, but I own a library in my house. Empty shelves don't count. Odogwu was losing and he knew it. At the end of the meal, Odogwu presented his grand finale, a diamond necklace worth 20 million naira. For you, my queen. Ataligbo took it, then turned to a nearby waiter. You have a sister in school? The waiter, confused, nodded. Sell this and pay her fees. Odogwu's jaw dropped. You are joking. I never joke about education. The restaurant erupted in whispers. Odogwu had been publicly humiliated. As they walked out, he finally snapped. Why are you like this? Why can't you just be impressed like every other woman? Ataligbo stopped and faced him. Because I'm not every other woman. And until you realize that money isn't everything, you will never win me. She held a keke and left him standing there stunned. That night, for the first time, Odogwu lay in bed thinking. He had always believed wealth equals to respect equals to love. But Ataligbo saw right through it. What if she's right? He muttered. Meanwhile, Ataligbo sat at her balcony sipping tea. A small smile played on her lips. Maybe, just maybe, there is more to him. Odogwu woke up at 6 a.m. for the first time in 10 years. No hangover, no women in his bed, just the echo of Ataligbo's words. Until you realize money isn't everything, you will never win me. Until you realize money isn't everything, you will never win me. He stared at his reflection. Gold chains, designer pajamas, the usual arrogance in his eyes, but something felt off. What if she's right? He muttered again. His phone buzzed. Emeka. Bro, the whole town is talking about how Ataligbo embarrassed you. Even Chief Mbakwe is laughing. Odogwu's pride fled, then fizzled out. Let them talk, he said quietly. Silence then. Who is this and what have you done with Odogwu Paranran? Instead of heading to the club, Odogwu drove to his mother's house. Mama Ngozi nearly dropped her spoon when he walked in. Nnam, are you sick? Why are you here before noon? Odogwu sat down. Mama, what do people really think of me? She studied him, signed. They say you are a spoiled child with too much money. And you? I think my son has forgotten where he came from. She told him stories he hadn't heard in years. How his father started as a bicycle repairman. How they ate garri for dinner for months. How his first office was a wooden shed. Odogwu's throat tightened. When did I stop being that boy? Mama Ngozi patted his hand. The day you started believing your own hype. For the next week, Odogwu did the unthinkable. He wore simple clothes, no logos, no gold, drove his oldest car, a 2008 Camry he used to hide from Titan officials, ate at local bukas, where the chairman didn't recognize him without his entourage. At first, it was torture. Why is service so slow? Don't they know who I am? He grumbled at a small restaurant before remembering he didn't. But then something surprising happened. He listened to the mechanic's stories. He laughed with the street hawkers. He even helped an old woman carry her goods to the bus stop. And for the first time in years, people smiled at him, not at his money. Meanwhile, Achalegold couldn't ignore the rumors. They said Odogwu has gone mad. Tope gossiped. He's walking around like a normal person. Achalegold's pulse jumped, but she shrugged. Probably another stunt. Then she saw him. At the local market, Odogwu, in a simple polo and jeans, was bargaining for tomatoes like everyone else. When a child dropped her ice cream, he bought a new one. Achalegold's breath caught. Who is this man? Their eyes met. Odogwu smiled, a real smile. She hurried away, heart pounding. Chief Mbakwe sabotaged Chief Mbakwe, Odogwu's rival, had been waiting for this moment. You mean Odogwu is actually falling for that lawyer? He snarled to his aides. Let's see how noble he is when his empire crumbles. The trap was set. Fake documents. Mbakwe forged papers claiming Odogwu's company was built on stolen land. Media leak. A viral post accused Odogwu of scamming investors. Police bribe. An anonymous tip claimed Odogwu laundered money. The storm hit fast. Odogwu was at a school donation, his new hobby, when police cars surrounded him. Odogwu Paranran, you are under arrest for fraud and embezzlement. Cameras flashed. The children he had just gifted books gasped. As he was hauled away, he saw Mbakwe smirking from a black SUV. This is your doing, Odogwu growled. Mbakwe leaned out. Without money or power, what are you now? Achalegold saw the news that night. Tope panicked. Madam, run if you are linked to a criminal. But Achalegold was already packing files. Something's not right. Odogwu is arrogant, not stupid. He wouldn't leave paper trials. Her investigation instincts kicked in. She reviewed the case and spotted the flaws immediately. These land documents are fake. The dates don't match. She made her decision. Odogwu looked up in shock when Achalegold entered the visitation room. You came. Not for you, she said coolly, for justice. Then she slid a file across the table. Tell me everything. No lies this time. And for once, Odogwu didn't boast. He spoke quietly about his father's legacy, his own mistakes, and Mbakwe's long-haired grudge. Achalegold listened, really listened. When she stood to leave, Odogwu whispered, Why are you helping me? She paused at the door, because the man I saw in the market is worth saving. High Court of Anambra was packed. Reporters, politicians, and curious onlookers squeezed into every available space. Chief Mbakwe sat smugly in front row, flanked by his lawyers, while Odogwu, still in custody, stood in the dock, wearing a simple white kaftan, no jewelry in sight. The prosecutor, a sleek-haired man named Barrister Okoli, began with dramatic flair. My lord, the defendant Odogwu Paranran is a fraudster who built his empire on lies. We have documents proving he stole land, forged signatures, and laundered money through share companies. He presented the evidence: land deeds with blood dates, bank transfer with questionable annotations, and a witness, a paid lackey of Mbakwe, who swore Odogwu threatened him into silence. The judge, Justice Nwankwo, a no-nonsense woman in her 60s, peered at Odogwu. "How do you plead?" Odogwu opened his mouth, but before he could speak, "Not guilty, my lord." Every head turned. Achalugo Nwadike stood, her black robe flowing, her voice cutting through the room like a blade. Mbakwe's mark faltered. Achalugo didn't walk to the front. She commanded it. "My lord, the prosecution's entire case is built on one thing. Paper, but paper can lie. Let me show you." She projected 2 documents on the court screen. The stolen land deed, Mbakwe's evidence, dated 2010. The original survey record showing the land wasn't even allocated until 2013. How can my client steal land that doesn't exist? The courtroom erupted. Justice Nwankwo banged her gavel. "Order!" Barrister Okoli explained this. The prosecutor stuttered. "See, this must be a clerical error." "A clerical error that just happens to frame my client?" Achalugo shot back. "Or is someone lying?" Her gaze slid to Mbakwe. He clenched his face. The prosecution called their star witness, Mr. Eze, the man who claimed Odogwu forced him to sell his property. Eze trembled as he recounted his harassment. "Odogwu came with talks. He said if I didn't sign, I would disappear." Achalugo waited. Let him dig his own grave. Then she pounced. "Mr. Eze, you said this happened in 2015, correct?" "Yes." "Odd, because here is a photo of you at Odogwu's birthday party in 2016. The screen displayed Eze laughing with Odogwu holding a champagne bottle. "You party with men who threatened you?" Eze's face drained of blood. Or are you being paid to lie?" Mbakwe shut up. "Objection! She's badgering the witness." Justice Nwankwo raised a brow. "Overruled. Answer the question, Mr. Eze." Eze cracked. "Chief Mbakwe paid me. He said I would get ₦1,000,000. With the prosecution case crumbling, Achalugo dropped her bomb. "My lord, we have proven the documents are fake and the witness is bought, but let's talk about the real mastermind." She played a recorded phone call obtained by her investigator of Mbakwe conspiring with the prosecutor. "Make sure Odogwu never walks free." Mbakwe's voice growled. "I own that judge anyway." Justice Nwankwo's eye turned to ice. "Chief Mbakwe, you are in contempt of this court." Mbakwe jumped up. "This is illegal. She can't record private." "Sit down," the judge roared. Achalugo didn't smile, didn't gloat. She simply stated, "The defense rests." Justice Nwankwo needed only 10 minutes to deliberate. "This case reeks of malice. The charges against Mr. Paranran are dismissed. Chief Mbakwe, you are and will face charges of perjury and obstruction of justice." "Believe, take him away." As Mbakwe was dragged out screaming, the crowd erupted in cheers. Odogwu turned to Achalugo, his voice rough with emotion. "You did this for me?" She busied herself with files for justice. But when she finally met his case, her eyes were softer than she would ever let him see. Paparazzi swarmed as they hesitated. Odogwu for once ignored them. "Achalugo, thank you." She shrugged. "Don't mention it. Literally, if I tell anyone I have a soft side, I would deny it." He laughed, then grew serious. "I'm not going back to Odogwu. I mean it." She studied him. "Prove it. How?" "Take me to dinner, somewhere normal." His grin could have powered all the Nnewi. "Name the place." As they walked off, the reporters went wild. Odogwu stood awkwardly outside the most popular roadside eatery in Nnewi, dressed in simple jeans and a plain shirt. No bodyguards, no flashy car, just him, a slightly stained plastic chair, and the scent of burning suya in the air. Achalugo arrived in a flowing yellow sundress, her natural hair loose around her shoulders. She raised an eyebrow at Odogwu's nervous fidgeting. Never eaten at a buka before? I have been to places like this, he lied, eyeing the flickering lanterns and the communal hand-washing bucket with suspicion. She smiled. Liar, sit. Odogwu watched in fascination as Achalugo tore a piece of pounded yam with her fingers, dipped it into the bitterleaf soup and ate with relish. You are supposed to use your hands, she said, noticing his hesitation. But there is no cutlery. Exactly. Tentatively, Odogwu mimicked her. The first bite was a revelation. The soft yam, the rich soup, the faint smokiness from the firewood. This is amazing. Achalugo smiled. Better than your gold lipstick. Infinitely. As they ate, something shifted. Odogwu told her about his childhood, how his father would bring home puff-puff from this very buka as a treat. Achalugo shared story of her mother's struggles, how she sewed fabrics to put her through law school. For the first time, the weren't Odogwu the show-off and Achalugo the ice queen. They were just two people. Walking back to their cars, their fingers crossed. Odogwu's hand pounded. Achalugo eye. A loud honk interrupted them. Emeka leaned out of a nearby car, grinning. Odogwu, you for tell me say you dey date for buka. Na wow. Achalugo stepped back. Her words slamming up again. This wasn't a date. Odogwu glared at Emeka. You have the worst timing in history. But as Achalugo drove off, she caught herself smiling in the rearview mirror. Achalugo didn't know why she agreed to come, but when Odogwu said, "My mother wants to meet you," something in her couldn't refuse. Mama Ngozi took one look at Achalugo and clasped her hands. At last, a woman with sense. Achalugo blinked. You know me? Know you. My friends send me videos of your court cases. You are the one who made my son human again. Odogwu groaned. Mama, please. Shut up, Mwam. Let me talk to my daughter-in-law. Achalugo choked on her palm wine. Daughter-in-law? Mama Ngozi waved a hand. It's only a matter of time. Later, while Odogwu was outside taking a call, Mama Ngozi pulled Achalugo aside. You are good for him, but you are afraid. Achalugo stiffened. I'm not afraid of anything. Liar. You are afraid. You are afraid he will change back. That this is all an art. Achalugo's throat tightened. Mama Ngozi patted her hand. Test him, but don't wait too long. Even the best men run out of patience. Odogwu planned it perfectly. A live band at Achalugo's favorite park. 1,000 white roses spelling, "Marry me." A custom ring with a diamond as big as cashew nuts. But when he knelt, Achalugo's face fell. You still don't get it. The crowd gasped. All this is just another performance, she said silently. Where is the man who ate pounded yam with me? She walked away. That night, Odogwu showed up at her doorstep. No entourage, no jewelry, just a single envelope. What's this? Achalugo asked wildly. The deed to my father's first shop. The one he built with nothing. I want us to start here, together. Achalugo's breath caught. He knelt on his knees. No fanfare this time. Achalugo Madike, will you marry me? Not because of my money, but because of me. Tears glistened in his eyes. Achalugo replied, yes. The wedding wasn't in a cathedral or a five-star hotel. It was in Mama Jide's buka, now renovated but still humble. Odogwu wore a simple kaftan. Telugu wore her mother's old lace. And when the priest pronounced them husband and wife, Odogwu whispered, "I told you I would make you my wife." Telugu smirked, "No, I made you my husband." As they kissed,